My next top 10 countdown is going to be about the top 10 PlayStation 1 games. The PlayStation 1 was a home video game console developed and marketed by Sony Computer Entertainment. It was released on Japan on December 3, 1994, in North America on September 9, 1995, and Europe September 29, 1995, and in Australia in November 15, 1995. As a fifth generation console, the PlayStation primarily competed with Nintendo 64 and the Sega Saturn. Barbie Race and Ride is a 1999 Barbie horse-related video game for the PlayStation developed by Runecraft. It is equestrianism-based gameplay makes it a spiritual predecessor of the Barbie Horse Adventure series. Fun fact, this was actually the first Barbie game released on the PlayStation 1 console. Gameplay. Players can decide whether to play in one-player mode or two-player mode. In two-player mode, they will not be able to clean and care for their horses. A player will choose one of two outfits for their character and then they will pick their horse. Before players can go out one of the trails, they must go through a riding lesson. Once that's taken care of, they can go to 4 areas: beach, forest, meadow, and mountain, of which only the beach and the meadow will let them race against others players. There's also a secret ranch where players find a foe and win the game. There are only 4 horses players can choose from, all which are identical apart from in every way except color. The player then can pick a name from a predetermined list such as Buttercup, Sweetie.
Look, it's Barbie, now on PlayStation.
Playing side by side with Barbie, race and ride. Riding in the sunlight, jumping in the moonlight. Brushing any horse that you like.
Let's find clues of the secret surprise.
Racing with your friend, moving fast again. Playing again and again.
Look, we found the surprise. Let's ride.
Barbie Race and Ride for PlayStation Game Console. Game and system sold separately. Coming soon, Barbie Super Sports. Snowboard and skate with Barbie on PlayStation.
101 Dalmatians 2 Patched London Adventure video game. 100 Dalmatians 2 Patched London Adventure is an action-adventure / platforming game based on the film of the same name. It was developed by Digital Eclipse Software Inc. and published by Eidos Interactive for the PlayStation platform. It was released on November 20, 2003 exclusively in North America.
The Dalmatians are back and the puppies are moving out of London.
Oh dear. 102, 103, 104, and Hutch.
We'll be miles away from that evil, ugly monster, Cruella de Vil.
Right, anyone not here, speak up.
Why?
Welcome to your new home.
Nice to carry the free.
But who's missing?
Hatch in London.
It's time to finish the job.
Cruella's still on their tail. Can Patch and his superhero save the day?
It's Patch, and he's brought Thunderbolt.
I always arrive just in the nick of time.
The Dotty Dogs are unleashed in the sequel to the animated classic.
Delicious.
The British television premiere of 101 Dalmatians 2, the 28th of September, only on the Disney Channel. It's spot on.
Ridge Racer is a 1993 racing video game developed and published by Namco. It was released initially on the Namco System 22 arcade system board and ported to the PlayStation 1 console in 1994. It is the first title in the Ridge Racer series released for arcades and home consoles.
Ridge Racer!
お先に失礼。プレイステーション用ソフト第1弾ナムコリッジレーサー。
1日間でゲームが変わる。12月3日プレイステーションを待て。
SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge is a 2001 2.5D platform game developed by Climax Development and published by THQ. The game is based on the Nickelodeon cartoon series of the same name. It was released for the PlayStation on September 20, 2001, and for the Game Boy Advance on November 8, 2001. SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge receives mixed reviews since its release. The PlayStation's version received a 68% and the Game Boy Advance version a 77.83% on game rankings. The PlayStation version of this game also received the title of Greatest Hits. Reviewing the Game Boy version of the Game Boy Nintendo's Power 5 reviewers gave the game mixed scores with an average rating of 2.5 stars out of 5, describing the game as basic. The PlayStation version of Super Sponge sold 1.6 million copies, becoming one of the console's best-selling games. The game was later reissued for the PlayStation as Greatest Hits title.
It's time to bring it around town, SpongeBob. The Yellow Square Dude is at it again. You can join SpongeBob and all his friends from Bikini Bottom for a soaking wet good time. Available on Game Boy Advance, PC, and the PlayStation game console. Rated everyone.
A Bug's Life video game is a video game based on the 1998 Disney/Pixar film of the same name. It was released for various systems in 1998 and in 1999. The game's storyline is similar to that of the film with a few changes. After completing levels, the player can unlock clips from the film. The PlayStation version was released on the PlayStation Store for the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Portable on July 27, 2010.
It's okay, Larry. A lot of people are afraid of bugs. It's not going to hurt you. But don't be afraid.
No! No!
Disney and Pixar's A Bug's Life. It'll change the way you feel about bugs.
PlayStation.
Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness is a maze chase video game developed and published by Namco for the PlayStation in 2000. It was later released for Nintendo 64, Dreamcast, and Game Boy Advance. A remake of Mrs. Pac-Man 1982. Players control the titular character in her quest to stop a witch named Ms. Merida from stealing the gems of virtue. The game was well received upon release, with critics applauding its simplicity and faithfulness to the arcade original. A sequel was in development around 2006 but was cancelled for unknown reasons. Bad Hair of GamePro said of the PlayStation version in its October 2000 issue with 3 frantic multiplayer modes as well as the original arcade classics. Maze Madness proved the all-girl still has life in her. 4 issues later, however, Human Tornado said that the Dreamcast version isn't a very strong packing, but it does have its moments. If you're hungry for some goals, this game might be worth a trip around the maze. The game was a runner-up for the Best Multiplayer Game award at the official USA PlayStation Magazine 2000 Editors Awards, which went to Time Splitters.
When we made the new Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness, first we needed a maze, not a lame maze. Yeah, that's it. And not just one maze, 180 of them with lots of bonus rounds, gems of virtue to find, and a princess to save. And how about some creepy new bad guys? Whoa, too creepy. That's better. And now our hero, Ms. Pac-Man. Not like that, in 3D.
one. Game and console sold separately.
Spyro the Dragon is a 1998 platform game developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation. This is the first game in the Spyro series. It stars the title character, a young purple dragon named Spyro, and his dragonfly friend Sparx, who must journey across the Dragon Kingdom to defeat Nasty Nork, who has overtaken the five dragon homeworlds by trapping the other dragons in crystal and turning their horde of gems into an army of minions. Spyro the Dragon is an open-ended 3D platformer featuring large, sprawling levels in which the player must locate collectible items, among which are gemstones, crystallized dragons, and stolen dragon eggs. Spyro's abilities as a dragon include Fire Breath, a head-on charging attack, and a mid-air glide, which she can use to scale large distances, all of which must be used strategically to find items and defeat enemies.
Boycott Spyro! Boycott Spyro!
Sure, he looks like an innocent dragon,
But he breathes fire.
he's napalm on 4 scaly legs. And he headbutts.
Just look what he did to me!
What? Barbecue.
Ow! What'd you do that for?
Tarzan, also known as Disney's action game Tarzan, is a 1999 platform game based on the 1990 film of the same name. Versions were released in North America for the Game Boy Color on June 28, 1999, on the PlayStation and Microsoft Windows on June 30, 1999, and Nintendo 64 in February 15, 2000. In 2012, the PlayStation version was made available on the PlayStation Store for PlayStation Vita. Disney's Tarzan received positive reviews upon its release, with critics praising the game's graphics and its faithfulness through the film's story. The PlayStation version of Disney's Tarzan received a Gold Sales Award from the Entertainment and Leisure Software Publishers Association, indicating sales of at least 2,000 copies in the United Kingdom.
So, you want to know what it's like to be Tarzan? Then you'll love Tarzan on PlayStation. Outrun wild animals, surf on trees, and go one-on-one with a deadly hunter.
Nicktoons Racing is a Nickelodeon crossover racing video game. The game was first developed by Pipe Dream and released for the Game Boy Color, while versions for different platforms were released in subsequent years. Most versions were developed by Software Creations, with the exception of the Game Boy Advance version, which was developed by Crawfish Interactive, and the arcade version, which was developed by Chicago Gaming.
Welcome to Nicktoons Racing! It's Cat Dog by a Whisker! But the Rugrats babies are making those beavers awful angry! But SpongeBob's making his move and he's soaking up sidewalks! With the new Nicktoons Racing game! You can race all your favorite Nicktoons characters! Go head-to-head! Or team up relay style! With 5 wild ways to race! You'll laugh all the way to the finish line! Nicktoons Racing! For PC, CD-ROM, Windows 95 and 98. Rated E for everyone. We put the car in cartoon.
Crash Bandicoot is a 1996 platform game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 1. The player controls Crash, a genetically enhanced bandicoot created by the mad scientist Dr. Neil Cortez. The story follows Crash as he aims to foil Cortez's plans for world domination and rescue his girlfriend, Tana, a female bandicoot. Also created by Cortex, the game is played from a third-person perspective in which the camera trails behind Crash. Some levels feature forward-scrolling and side-scrolling perspectives.
Hey, plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmare has arrived.
Pack up your stuff. I got a little surprise for you here. Check it out. What do you think about that? We got real-time, 3D, lush organic environments. How's that make you feel, buddy? Feel a little like your days are numbered?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
You're hurting my elbow.
Is that Italian?
No, Bandicoot is an Australian name.